there is something about rehearsing and or writing things down that just doesn't seem genuine at the moment. So forgive me if this seems unprofessional. Um, I'm going to explain a little more about the last video, quitting opiates. I will not expand. Um, I believe that is important. Uh, there's a science of changing your mind, and it's more than important. The biggest issue of quitting opiates is the fear of relapse. I mean, it's so changing your mind about the way you feel about opiates is urgent, absolutely urgent, and it works. Your beliefs are everything. They're powerful. It is now a science. It's been a theory. It's a science. Changing your beliefs will absolutely change the way you feel about opiates altogether. I promise. I don't like them anymore. I've lapsed. I've never relapsed. And it's not just me. The research I've done is out of this world. The trials. Never mind me, right? For the moment, I'm having trouble with that. I've been asked to explain, to tell my story. I don't know why I'm having trouble with that. I just don't. I'm just not feeling that right now, and it has nothing to do with embarrassment. I promise you. Yeah, I promise. So when we think, it sounds scary, and this is why I recommended doing it in jail, because you will end up there. It's now it's not painkillers anymore. It's heroin. That was just another mistake. Forgive me if I jump around. What you're doing is you're changing your mind. You go and you think about getting high, and you think about those old thoughts, and it's going to upset you. And I promise you, when you change your mind and think about something else, and think about you just vision yourself not doing it, and thinking about things that you love instead. That verse was, of course, from the Bible. Think of things that are lovely, pure, of good rapport, true and just. It works, I promise you. You force yourself, and eventually those beliefs become a conviction. And my friends, when those beliefs become convictions, you're home. You're home free. Even if you lapse, you realize, this is all this is doing is providing a change. I mean, how many of you have met the guy that doesn't like opiates? You ever wonder why that is? That person most likely is well adjusted, simply, and that's what we can do for ourselves, biblically, from the Bible. It's a lost art. It's not far from us. We all have it. So, in more detail, I'm sure it was unfair to just, for some of us it wasn't. Some of us probably caught right on. But this was the number one most important aspect of the number one most important issue. So that was the number one video. Real simple. Can't do it outside of jail. You really can't even do it in a rehab. I don't think they'll let you. So it was an easy way and the most important way, and a quick way for anyone to remember. But just as importantly, you end up in a rehab, listen to them. All right, I'm going to tell you why I know it sounds crazy to change your thoughts. That just sounds nuts. I remember the first 5 times I've heard that, and right to the point. When here's the most important, here's the best story I have about thoughts, and it's about me and my ex-wife. We were having troubles with our marriage, addiction, her borderline personality, possibly. We came across a verse that stated, as soon as you think about adultery, you have committed the sin. So of course we shut the book, and we never hadn't looked at that in years. I mean, how unfair is that? I mean, there are people out there that get that, but most of us don't. I mean, how unfair does that sound? And it was at least 10 years gone by before I came across something that made perfect sense to me. It was, I think the book was called Pathways to Buddhist Meditation. And it is an art, an absolute symphony, beautifully written. I understood it perfectly about how to master your thoughts. And, and I realized, the first thing I thought about was when I had shut the Bible on, how unfair that was about, thinking. As soon as you think something, it's a sin. Well, you can actually change your thoughts, and the way the East paints that picture is the way. I think if you're gonna hear this is the way I have to do things. My phone, since I've been doing these videos, anyway, it really lifted me up and out of a lot of trouble. You can change your thoughts, and it takes practice, simply, like anything else. Football, whatever you've been good at, think about that. If you were able to become good at anything, then you can do this. The only thing that could stop you from not being able to change your thoughts is the belief that you can't do it. And that's it. So years later, I don't think about, I mean, I don't think about cheating. I don't think about, hardly, we get better and better. It takes practice. It really can happen. So believe in your beliefs, please. I mean, that's all. That's all. Just believe in your beliefs. Believe that it will come. If it doesn't come quickly, for some of us, it could come very quickly. And that is number one. I don't know. I'm making it so simple. I don't know if it's been done this way before. Also, I haven't seen it anywhere before, and I think this is something new. Not only meditating on your correct thoughts, but also meditating on what is egotistical and what is not. And we don't. It's, you might think, how do we know what is egotistical and what is the right thoughts? Well, even that comes through practice. What you thought was egotistical in the beginning, over time, that's going to change. You have to love yourself. Don't think loving yourself is egotistical, and you'll see that through meditation. It's badass. Um, so I feel good about this video. I just have to congratulate myself. I've had some fears, of course. I don't want to say anything wrong. Um, and we'll get into enlightenment. That'll come. Even that'll come. I mean, and that reminds me what my therapist said that caught my attention. Government, uh, it was something that you had to go, a DUI or whatever, you have to go to a therapist. You don't want to listen. None of them wanted to listen. I did. It's what she said. When as an addict, through therapy, when you come out of it, you're going to be better off than the guy beside you. That caught my attention. I listened. That was 2005. That's when it started. It ended, opiates ended in 2009, September 9th. Lapse here and there, never relapse, ever. Kratom here and there. Uh, there's a whole nother video, Kratom. Look out, FDA. I don't have nice things to say. I'm kidding. I'm half kidding. Though that's a touchy subject. We do have differences on the outside. We're exactly the same subconsciously. Well, I could just keep going, but I like to keep it as simple as possible. Though, you know what I think I'm going to do is go into detail and note that the detail is not important. It's for those of us who think that it is and who want to go into detail. I may keep those videos separate and note in the beginning that you may or may not want to even go into detail. If you have trust and you have love, forget the detail. The science. It is a science. And that's what this is going to be all about. This. That's what this is going to be about. Alright, so I've been taking time in between videos for reasons like this. And I even, well, never mind that. Love to all. Have a great weekend.